Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. Coming up on the show, advancements being made in pension, tips on how to protect your mental health, and how to ensure a successful year for university students. That's not all, so stay with us for the details.
On Sunday, August 11th, in the quiet community of Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon, our entire nation was shaken by a brutal act of violence.
Gangsters mercilessly took the lives of 8 innocent Jamaicans, including a 7-year-old boy.
These criminals will strike again, destroying more families and more communities, unless we stand together to stop them.
If you have any information that can help bring these killers to justice, please share it with the security forces.
The government has established a reward fund of $25 million for information leading to the arrest and charge of
the perpetrators who committed this heinous act,
the facilitators who supplied them with arms, intelligence, and transportation,
and those who harbor and protect these criminals after the crime.
If you know something, please say something. Call Crime Stop at 311, MOCA at 888-6622847, NIB at 811, or JDF at 837-8888.
Together, we will defeat gangs
and develop a culture of peace in our country.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Ministry of National Security.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, October 17, 2024. The Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, MOCA's capacity to investigate and prosecute a broader range of serious matters is being strengthened. This follows the approval of the MOCA Amendment of First Schedule Order in the Senate on Friday. The legislative change was piloted by the leader of government business in the Senate, Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith. She says the order is designed to strengthen the agency's investigative scope, further strengthening Jamaica's security architecture. The order seeks to amend the first schedule of the MOCA Act to expand the pool of offenses for which the agency may pursue against persons associated with or otherwise involved in organized criminal activity. In doing so, several offenses covered under a range of existing legislation will be added to the MOCA Act.
The government has therefore been better positioning Jamaica to fight gangs, to fight violence and crime that increasingly takes on international dimensions. Mr. President, the government recognizes that a robust legislative framework is critical to this process.
MOCA was established in 2014 and formalized by statute in 2018. The agency officially became operational as an autonomous body in 2021 when the Act came into effect. Since January 2020 to present, MOCA has conducted approximately 98 targeted operations, resulting in a total of 85 persons being arrested, 84 of whom were formally charged. It's a wonderful day, says Executive Director of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, Audley Gordon, as he welcomes government fulfilling a commitment to establish permanent posts for NSWMA employees. In March of this year, Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, announced in his closing budget debate presentation that Cabinet had given approval for thousands of posts across the NSWMA to be established and made permanent. The signing ceremony for the presentation of the first set of permanent employment letters took place at the NSWMA's head office on Monday. 3,813 new permanent positions are being created within the National Solid Waste Management Authority and its 4 regional branches.
Those men and women that show up at your gate to take up your garbage, they were most affected. And I'm so happy today to be signing the first permanent letter to Mr. Ian Edson Rowe. And from now onward, it is up to him to keep his job because the government has done their part. the country has done their part.
Along with their new permanent positions, the NSWMA workers will now enjoy life insurance and health benefits, in addition to a pension scheme that is being worked on.
I feel so good this morning when I get the call since week. I feel so happy in myself that I'm doing this work, and I love my job, and I'm doing my best to take this job to another level.
It's a great feeling. It's a long-lasting feeling, and I will continue to do my work with great excellency.
Mothers using the breastfeeding room for premature babies at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital are benefiting from improvements to the facility. The facility was recently refurbished at a cost of $500,000 and officially reopened on Tuesday. The work was financed by a donation from the Kiwanis Club of New Kingston. In thanking the club, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says these kind acts of volunteerism are important for the improvement of public health service delivery.
This contribution here, as I understand it, will see a significant improvement, not just in the look and the feel and the comfort level of the facility, but also in terms of equipment and some of the critical things that are needed, warmers, monitors, infusion pumps, and other critical aspects of ensuring that the service works. So for all those reasons, I think this effort should be applauded.
President of the Kiwanis Club of New Kingston, Sophia Bernard Fairman, says it was a joy for the club to partner on this project.
The Kiwanis Club of New Kingston is a part of Kiwanis International, which is a global charity organization, and the main aim is to serve the children of the world. So what better partnership that we could even do than work with the Jubilee and partner on this very special project. So when we were approached to help with the refurbishing of the nursery, it was with great joy that we welcomed that.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Health and Wellness says women of childbearing age should consider having babies once they're in a position to afford and care for children. Dr. Christopher Tufton made the suggestion in light of data showing that Jamaica's birth rate has been declining over the years and heading towards a negative figure. He says the need to change the direction of the country's birth rate becomes necessary as the replacement population rate gets below the capacity to sustain ourselves.
The average woman of child-rearing age is having 1.9 babies. I know you can't have a 0.9 baby, so we're averaging, right? When our replacement rate is some 2.1, so we're actually below the replacement rate. In support of a little bit of population increase, to say if you can afford it, finish the statement. Why not have?
He says the declining birth rate will have socioeconomic implications and is a matter for deeper discussion around things like policies, planning, and labor market. The health minister points out that government is reforming primary health care to provide greater support in communities around care for mothers and their young ones even before birth.
And there is a comprehensive proposal that will show itself in full form in time around how that is going to be done with the redesignation of our primary health care facilities.
Jamaicans whose homes were damaged by Hurricane Beryl now have more time to apply for financial assistance through the National Housing Trust, NHT. The agency has extended the application deadline for both its disaster relief grant and the special home improvement loan to November 30. Approximately $300 million has been set aside for the grant relief, and eligible households can each access up to $300,000 through this initiative. The disaster relief grant is primarily for lower income contributors who may not be in a position to take on the NHT's special home improvement loan because of age or other factors such as loss of earning or not having a steady or stable job. Assistant General Manager for Corporate Communications and Public Affairs, Dwayne Burbick, says the initiative is also being extended to vulnerable individuals who may not be NHT contributors but have family members who are beneficiaries. This means that children can apply on behalf of elderly parents whose homes were damaged, ensuring that support reaches those who need it most. For those needing greater assistance, the Special Home Improvement Loan offers funding of up to $1.5 million. This can cover essential repairs such as roofing and structural fixes. Mr. Berbick is encouraging past and current mortgagors to seize this opportunity, emphasizing that those who have previously accessed other NHT loan products remain eligible to apply. And finally, Deputy Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Sean Martin, is urging persons to integrate fire safety systems in their homes and businesses. The urging comes as the brigade prepares to observe Fire and Life Safety Awareness Week from October 27 to November 2. Under the theme, Embracing Digital Innovation to Improve Fire Safety. During a JIS think tank this week, Mr. Martin revealed that the week of activities would showcase how the fire brigade uses technology in its operations and, further, how citizens too can utilize technology to create a safer environment.
What we're trying to say to persons, integrate a fire alarm system into your security system. Because we are big on security in Jamaica, and what we want to do is to improve that safety culture.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching. Calling all tertiary level students. The JIS presents its 2024 Heritage Photo Competition under the theme, Out of Many, One People. Capture the beauty of our culture and history through your lens for a chance to win amazing prizes. Entries close October 31, 2024, so get ready to showcase your creativity. Visit jis.gov.jm for the competition guidelines. Don't miss your chance to be part of the legacy. Let's preserve our heritage, one photo at a time.
On Finance Matters this week, we tell you about new advancements in pension with the Accountant General's Department. The details from Acting Director of Customer Service, David King.
The Accountant General's Department, AGD, administers and processes pension payments for over 33,000 government pensioners. The AGD is making it more convenient for pensioners to efficiently and effectively access their services through various platforms. Hi, I'm Shaquille Rochester Shorter, and welcome to Finance Matters. Joining us today to tell us more about the new and improved services at the AGD is Mr. David King, Acting Director of Communication and Customer Service. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow the Ministry of Finance on Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, TikTok, and now Threads to see all the episodes and highlights. Thank you, Mr. King, for being on our program today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so I know that AGD has always been making strides in reaching our pensioners. I want you to tell us now about the new ways that AGD has been reaching our pensioners.
All right, so thank you again for having me. One of the ways AGD has been trying to reach our pensioners is by digitizing or digitalizing the process. So one way is we're trying to infuse technology into how we do our processes. For example, our status portal is one of the ways we have that.
All right, so tell me about the status portal.
All right, so our status portal is accessible by our website. That's www.treasury.gov.jm, where pensioners can go on utilizing the unique pension number or reference number. They access the portal, so when they go on the website, it's at the top left-hand corner. They click the status portal section, input their pension number, and from there, they're able to see the status of their pension. When we refer to the status, what we're talking about is if they're active, inactive, or suspended. So once able to go on, they can see the date they submitted the pension, the life certificate, they're able to see when it's actually due, and should they require any additional feedback, they can actually contact us by the portal via email or request a call back from the office.
All right, so I get that is a little more efficient for our pensioners, but when I think of pensioners, I'm thinking of persons more elderly than you and myself, right? So what about the drop box? Is that still happening at AGD?
Yes, so we do have a drop box available at different parts of the island. So we know that sometimes our pensioners are located from Moran Point to Negril Point and they can't always make it into Kingston. So what we utilize is provide a convenient service for pensioners at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service at Hero Circle, at the parish libraries in Montego Bay, as well as in Mandeville, where pensioners can come in, drop up the life certificate documents, and we, the AGD, within a certain number of days, would go in, clear that drop box, take it back to Kingston, record same, and again, the pensioners can go back on the status portal to verify that they actually have been received. This particular mechanism is safe, secure, and we encourage our pensioners who aren't able to actually come to the AGD during our office hours to utilize same at 21 Dominica Drive after office hours.
But how do I really know that when I put my life certificate in that box, it will get to AGD and it is safe? No one will tamper with my life certificate because I need it to get my pension.
Yes, so what the process looks like is it's an electronic drop box. So persons can't necessarily go in without knowing the code as well. So once you go to the parish library or the Ministry of Finance, you import your life certificate in a particular envelope, you insert it. We have both a manual and electronic drop box. So for the manual one, once you insert it, you tear off the verification to prove that you actually have submitted same. For the electronic one, once you insert it, it actually prints and timestamps the actual day and time you actually inputted the drop box.
Okay.
And then from there, we have a specific turnaround time between 5 to 10 working days. We actually go to the different offices, Mandeville and St. James in particular, clear the drop boxes, bring them in, go through where we actually vet the life certificates. So what we want to remind persons as well is that the life certificates must be stamped and signed by yourself and a JP. In instances, we know that there are some of our pensioners who have medical conditions that prevent them from signing it, whether they're visually impaired, they're handicapped, or based on their medical conditions, they aren't able to physically sign them. So for those pensioners, we ask that you get a medical report from your doctor, have it sent to us, it's placed on your file, and from there, we know, for example, Miss Mary in Clarendon is unable to sign hers, so her medical doctor will stamp and sign, leave it unsigned, and she can then submit it and keep receiving her pension going forward.
This seems as if AGD is thinking about every kind of situation that our pensioners can be in. And I love that for the Accountant General's Department.
Thank you, thank you.
Mr. King, we know that there have been changes to the pay slips. Tell us about that.
All right, so again, part of our digital transformation of the AG looks at ensuring we are becoming a more modernized treasury. Now, as you can see, more and more persons are retiring at different ages, and the ones that are retiring now are a little more tech savvy than some of our older and other pensioners, right? So what we're doing now is utilizing what we call My Pensions Plus that provides our pensioners with a myriad of options and opportunities to both submit and verify information. So the new payslip, for example, looks at providing our pension with a more financial responsibility by providing them a breakdown of their actual pension year to date, looks at their deductions as well, and provides them with a quick snapshot of their actual payments. So for example, we're now in the third quarter of our life certificate process. So now when they receive their pension life certificate via email, the post office, or they may request it from us via our social media pages or website via live chat. Yeah, man, so you can contact us on our social media pages at the Treasury JA, that's on Twitter and also on Instagram. Once you send an email to us or a message to us via those mechanisms, we can respond, send it to you via those mechanisms. So the life certificate now is in two sections. The top piece has life certificate with information, your name, your address, TRN, pension number as well. And at the bottom of it is actually your pay advice for the most recent month. So the life certificate that's due the end of October will have your life certificate and the pay advice for August. And again, it provides those details. So how much you're being paid, the breakdown, your allowances, your deductions, and a snapshot year to date of your actual payments so far.
Okay, awesome. So quickly before we go, Mr. King, I want you to tell our pensioners 3 things that they should remember when they're doing their life certificate or anything in general about the AGD.
All right, so 3 things I want to remind the pensioners. 1, is to ensure that when you are submitting a life certificate, you ensure it is stamped and signed by the authorized and approved agents. That is Justice of the Peace, Inspector of the Police, Minister of Religion, or somebody employed to the government service at a level of SEG or above. The information is actually printed on the life certificate, so it's easier in case you forget. Two, we want to also remind our pensioners to utilize our services. The drop boxes if you aren't able to make it to us in Kingston, and the status portal online just to verify that you are in fact active. And thirdly, I want to remind not just our pensioners but just all of Jamaica to follow us online at Instagram or X, formerly Twitter, at BAGD to get all information as well. And we're available online via our website, live chat, via WhatsApp, and also via telephone lines as well.
Well, thank you, Mr. King, for coming on our program today and letting us know how the AGD is making life easier for our pensioners.
You're welcome.
And thank you for joining us on this episode of Finance Matters. Remember to follow us on social media at MOF Jamaica and tune in next week as we continue to demystify the economic and fiscal policies and initiatives implemented by the government to empower Jamaicans as we chart a path to Jamaica's economic prosperity.
How many more must die because of reckless drivers? How fast is too fast? Make we take time, no man. Obey the rules of the road. Drive with care.
There was a global focus on mental health last week that raised the level of awareness on this very important issue. Today we continue with a few tips on how to protect your mental health.
A lot of thought has to go into doing acronyms. I'm not very good with them. And mental health has quite a few letters. They suggest that we look at motivating each other in a positive way. Exercising regularly, because there is in fact a hormonal aspect to exercise. It releases endorphins that help to regulate your emotional well-being, and I'm here to attest to that. Nurturing love and understanding, to be nurturing, be loving, be understanding where it is appropriate, empathetic. Taking care of yourself, again, goes back to some of those other matters like exercising and always believing in yourself. Always believing in yourself. So believe that you can do it, believe you are capable, make the effort. Believing it alone doesn't work, of course. You have to believe it and do the work, but believe in yourself. Have the confidence. L is learning to self-soothe. So learning how to help to calm yourself. How to also support your own self if you're feeling down. Having healthy habits is H. Establishing priorities, again, very important and often repeated by me in this ministry. We have so much to do that prioritizing is important for us to get the best value from our own activities in limited time that we have every day. Always remember that your struggles do not define you. Your struggles don't define you. They are struggles. You are you. You can manage them with the help of others in some cases, with the help of the good Lord above in others, and with your own self-strength and confidence and any support mechanism that you have around you. And on the matter of mechanisms around you, I just want to remind that the Ministry of Health has some helplines and services that are available that maybe weren't available before. That if you have issues or concerns or things that you're struggling with, or you know someone who you think might be struggling with something and they may not be comfortable speaking, or they may not know of someone that they're comfortable speaking to about private matters, that you can direct them to these call lines, direct them to these helplines, and there are trained personnel available to help them in a private way. Listen unconditionally. This is another one. So this is L. We're almost there. Listen unconditionally. Sometimes people just need a listening ear. They don't need you to solve the issue for them. They just want to be able to unburden, and that itself is a helpful process. T. We're again almost there. Take time for self-care and relaxation. So that comes back to other things. Take some time. I know I don't always take that advice. but but I try. I do take time for self-care and relaxation. And then age is helping in seeking positive and achievable goals. Helping in seeking positive and achievable goals. When you're able to set small things in order to get to bigger things, it helps you feel a sense of accomplishment and a greater confidence in moving on to other things. And I saw a great image the other day that I would just share with you. It was two people at the foot of two very long ladders. And one had rungs that were very close together, and one had rungs that were very far apart. And the one on the narrow rung ladder was climbing up at a speed, and the other one with the big ladder, the big rung ladder, was jumping to try to reach the first rung. And the simple message underneath was the importance of small steps. That sometimes you just need to be able to take the small steps, and that will take you faster and further than you had even recognized. But yet sometimes when you try to take the massive at the first, it's so hard to get done that you can't feel or find the footing to take the next. So sometimes be gentle with yourself and take the smaller steps first, and then you'll develop the strength to take the larger. So I encourage you, I really do encourage you to think about some of these things. If you only remember one or two because you only see one or two as relevant to you, then that's fine, because really these talks are about people taking what they want or need.
Apply to the Heart NSTA Trust. Learn a new skill and expand your horizons. Your government has made it completely free to you.
As our university students dive into another year of their academic journey, we know the road can be challenging, but with the right tools and mindset, the rewards will be sweet. Let's go around campus to hear from some students and their tips for a successful university life.
For me, time management is a big thing. So I use a digital planner to keep track of all my classes, assignments, and other activities. So I'm always on target.
The resources on campus are vast and beneficial to all aspects of my growth, from the library to the medical center and career and placement facilities. I encourage everyone to make use of these resources.
I love the variety of clubs and societies we have here on campus. It gives me the opportunity to learn different things outside of my field and to network with my peers.
The workload can be overwhelming, so prioritize yourself by taking breaks.
Your time in university is a journey, so take one step at a time, ask for help, and make the most out of every opportunity.
This is where our journey ends, but only for today. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll bring another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via X at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms or through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team here at the GIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.